and gender. Introduction. Why nouns matter. Nouns are the words we use to name people, places, things, and ideas. In Russian, every noun has a gender, which affects how other words in the sentence behave. Understanding nouns and their gender is essential for using correct adjectives, choosing the right pronouns, forming accurate sentences. This model will give you the tools to identify, use, and modify nouns correctly. The three genders in Russian. Unlike English, where nouns are mostly neutral, Russian nouns belong to one of three genders. The gender is usually determined by the ending of the noun in its basic form. Masculine often ends in a consonant or J. Example: dom, house. Usitel, teacher. Feminine often ends in O. Example: Niger, book. Mama, mother. Neuter often ends in O or E. Example: okno, window. Mo, sea. Learning the gender with the noun is a crucial habit to develop. Why gender matters. Knowing a noun's gender is not just for memorization. It changes the words around it. Adjective agreement. Adjectives must match the noun's gender. Masculine: Krasivich dom, beautiful house. Feminine: Krasna Niger, red book. Neuter: Boso okno, big window. Pronoun agreement. Pronouns like he, she, and it must agree on he, right pointing arrow masculine nouns. Ona, she, right pointing arrow feminine nouns. Ono, it, right pointing arrow neuter nouns. This agreement is a key feature of Russian grammar. Masculine nouns in detail. Masculine nouns generally refer to male people or animals, but many inanimate objects are also masculine. How to identify them? End in a consonant. Dom, house. Stole, table. Gorod, city. End in J. Musage, museum. Kaj, tea. Past tense verb agreement. The past tense of verbs changes to match the subject's gender. On Bildoma, he was at home. Recognizing these patterns helps you predict how other words will behave in a sentence. Feminine nouns in detail. Feminine nouns often refer to female people or animals, but many objects are also feminine. How to identify them? End in a. Niger, book. Mama, mother. Scholar, school. End in a. Nedela, week. Zemla, earth. Past tense verb agreement. Ona bailadoma. She was at home. When you see a noun ending in o, you can be confident it is feminine, which helps with adjective and verb choices. Neuter nouns in detail. Neuter nouns often refer to inanimate objects or abstract concepts. How to identify them? End in o. Okno, window. Pismo, letter. Abloko, apple. End in e. More, see. Sidania, building. Past tense verb agreement. Ono bailodoma. It was at home. Neuter nouns are the easiest to identify due to their consistent endings, making them a good starting point for practice. Forming plural nouns. The basics. Just like in English, Russian nouns have singular, one, and plural, more than one, forms. The plural form depends on the noun's gender and its singular ending. Masculine. Usually add y or I. Dom right pointing arrow doma, houses. Musage right pointing arrow muse, museums. Feminine. Replace a with y. I. Niger right pointing arrow nigi, books. Nedela right pointing arrow nedeli, weeks. Neuter. Replace o with a and e with a. Okno right pointing arrow ona, windows. More right pointing arrow mora, seas. Irregular plurals and special cases. While many nouns follow the standard patterns, some common nouns have irregular plural forms that you will need to memorize. Examples of irregular plurals. Drug, friend, masculine, right pointing arrow druza, friends. Rebenok, child, masculine, right pointing arrow deity, children. Celovic, person, masculine, right pointing arrow ludi, people. Tip: when you learn a new noun, also learn its plural form, especially if it is a common word. This will save you from confusion later. Common everyday nouns, people and places. Learning nouns by category helps build practical vocabulary quickly. People, mama, mother, papa, father. Drug, male friend, podruga, female friend. Usitel, teacher, student, student. Places, scholar, school, magazine, shop. Go road, city, park, park. Practice sentence. Moch drug idet v skolu. My friend is going to school. Using these words in sentences helps you describe your world. Common everyday nouns, objects and food. Knowing the names of common objects and food items is essential for daily communication. Household objects. Dom, house, stole, table, niga, book, okno, window. Food and drinks. Abloko, apple. Leb, bread, voda, water, moloko, milk. Practice sentence. Nastol est niga I abloko. There is a book and an apple on the table. Start by labeling objects in your home with their Russian names to reinforce memory. Introduction to cases. Why nouns change. In Russian, nouns change their ending based on their role in the sentence. This is called a case. In English, word order tells us who is doing what, e.g. the dog bites the man, versus the man bites the dog. In Russian, the ending of the noun shows its role, allowing for more flexible word order. The most important case for beginners, nominative case, the subject of the sentence. This is the dictionary form of the noun. Example: Niga na stole. The book is on the table. Cases are a new concept for English speakers, but learning them step by step is the key to mastering Russian. Two important cases to start with. Nominative case, subject, used for the person or thing performing the action. Dom bolsage. The house is big. House is the subject. Accusative case, direct object, used for the person or thing that receives the action. Avisu dom. I see the house. House is the object. Simple changes for accusative. Feminine nouns ending in a change to you. Asitao nigu. I am reading a book. Masculine and neuter inanimate nouns usually do not change. Start by recognizing when a noun is a subject or an object. The genitive case. Showing possession. The genitive case is used to show possession or absence. It answers the question of what or whose. Simple beginner rules. Masculine, neuter nouns often add a Nate doma, no house, not a house. Feminine nouns often change a to y. Nate nigi, no book. Examples in sentences. Yumena Nate nigi, I don't have a book. Eto dom droga. This is a friend's house. The genitive case is very common and is a good next step after mastering the nominative and accusative. Conclusion. Module 4 has given you the essential tools for working with Russian nouns. You can now identify a noun's gender by its ending. Understand why gender matters for adjectives and verbs. Form plural nouns using standard patterns. Use a wide range of everyday nouns to describe people, places, and things. Recognize the basic idea of cases, starting with the nominative, accusative, and genitive. This knowledge is the foundation for all future Russian grammar, including adjectives, more complex verbs, and advanced cases. With these skills, you are now ready to build more detailed and accurate sentences. Great progress!